Ever wonder why sometimes AI gives you some boring or weird answers? Today, we're going to be going over AI's two secret knobs, temperature and top end. We'll go over what they are, how they work, and why they matter, and how tweaking them can help you change AI's response. Let's dive in. Think of temperature like a creative dial. Lower values like 0.1 to 0.5 make responses deterministic, meaning even if you give it a document and you tell it to specifically stay within the context of those documents, it probably will. AI sticks to the most likely answers. Higher values, 0.7 to 1, you introduce some randomness and creativity, making outputs more creative and unpredictable. Meaning that when you give it a document and you ask it to read it back to you, it might make some things up along the way. On the other hand, top P, or nucleus sampling, filters out low probability options. A low top P, 0.1, forces the AI to pick from the top 10% of choices, while a high top P, like 0.9, allows more variety. So how does top P actually work? Let's create a scenario where I drink coffee 60% of my mornings, tea 20%, cocoa 10%, and water 7%. A low top P, meaning 0.1 to 0.5, would cut off everything except for the coffee, because it's the only one that would sit within a 60% probability of it being correct. So all other choices except coffee are instantly cut off if I put my top P at 0.5, because coffee is the only one with a 60% level of certainty. On the other hand, if we go to something a little bit more medium, like 0.7 to 0.8, some of the other probabilities of things like tea at 20%. And when we let it have the most creativity, and we go from 0.9 to 0.95 of a top P, then we let everything participate, including the water and the cocoa. Now that we've gone through a quick example, here's how you can actually tweak them in your AI response. Use your low temperature and your low top P whenever you're looking for anything that is going to have to be very strict. You want things to stay within the line. So for example, if you're doing any financial reconciliations or anything very regulatory, you'd want to use these features so that it doesn't hallucinate anything as little as possible. On the other hand, if you want it to be more creative or do some more brainstorming work, you want to have a more high temperature and a high top P to allow for it to think a little bit better. Now you've learned how temperature and top P impacts how your AI speaks to you. Now it's your turn. Go ahead over and play with some of these settings in your favorite AI tools. If your OpenAI tool doesn't give you the opportunity to do so, make sure to check out Daemon, our free open source tool that you could download now in our GitHub. There you can create personalities with their very own temperatures and top Ps to make sure that your agents are doing the best they can. Drop a like if this helped, and remember to like and subscribe to keep learning and stay ahead of the innovation curve. See you next time.